Welcome to track number 11 of Principles of War.
The next principle, number 7. Concentration of forces. Unpredictability. Yeah. Concentration of forces. This is the next principle of war. The British Army puts it this way. Concentration of force involves the decisive, synchronized application of superior fighting power to realize intended effects when and where required. The Russian armed forces call this principle concentration. Decisive concentration of the essential force at the needed moment and in the most important direction to achieve the main mission. All right? Now, what it means is that concentration of forces in one direction is a sure way to win your war. And how does that work out? You focus all the forces on a particular point to achieve just one thing. And then you press on to the next. Okay? Now this principle is a principle which is found in the Bible as well. Luke chapter 10, verse 42. Sorry. I was looking at the wrong thing, man. Glory to God. Who's going to read that verse I gave you? One person should stand up and read it. Save time.
Hello. Luke chapter 10, verse 42. But one thing is needful, and Mary hath chosen the good part, which shall not be taken away from her.
Wow. One thing is needful. People who do 2 things and 3 things are dividing their forces and are not concentrating their forces in one effort. Do you understand? So, I'm showing you how to win. If you are trying to fight, you need in war to concentrate on one thing that you can accomplish. And sometimes you need to bring all the powers to bear on the particular area. And so, Jesus said about Mary that one thing is necessary now. It's really one thing. And Mary has chosen that. Paul said in Philippians chapter 3, verse 13, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do. One thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind and reaching forth unto those things which are before. Once again, you see that Paul could have done several things, but he decided to do one thing. There are a lot of Christians who divide their forces instead of this very ancient principle of concentration of forces. Focus, okay, on one thing. Now, if you go to campus, you see people who belong to many things. They are members of Kwehu Students Association, Ashanti Students Association, because their mother is Kwehu and the father is Ashanti. They are members of Lighthouse. They are members of CMF, Christian Medical Fellowship. They are members of UCF, University Christian Fellowship. Because each one, they qualify. You are medical students, so you are in CMF. You are university students, so you are in UCF. You are in Kwehu Students Association because your mother, you are in Ashanti students because your father is Ashanti. And you are in GAFES. GAFES is what? Is UCF. There's GAFES and there's UCF. So GAFES is Ghana Evangelical Student because you are evangelical. You are in UCF because you are University Christian. And you are in SRC. You are the sports prefect. Sports representative. Because you are a representative of the school in that capacity. And you are the class prefect also, isn't it? And you are the discussion group leader for your discussion group, isn't it? And the whole rep, isn't it? And you are the chief negotiator concerning EcoBank's problems with the students for ATM cards. And you are doing some small business on the side. You are making clay pots. And you are selling them. And your beloved is making wedding cakes. So you have divided all the force that your time could give to do one thing. Is divided into all these things. No wonder you don't do well in school. And then you're also in Lighthouse because when you come home, you are in Lighthouse. And then you are also in Lighthouse on campus because you are in Lighthouse on campus. You are Lighthouse on campus, Lighthouse at home. First Love, campus. Then you are here, SRC, UCF, GAFES, SRC, Hall Rep, negotiator with EcoBank, Ashanti Students Association, and you are into the pottery business. And then what? Exchange program with Norway, exchange students from Norway. You are the one who takes them around when they come. And you are a tour guide for the campus. Wow. So you will see that you never do well spiritually because you have divided your forces into all these places. You see, you've divided your forces into all these places. So when you do that, you are starting to fail. You're starting to fail because it's one of the major principles of war. I told you that 50, we are number 7. We may have to come back to continue. Yeah. Are you with me? Are you understanding me? That's what people don't do. When I came to campus, I decided that I was going to do, what do you call it? Calvary Road Incorporated, which is now Harvest. Yeah. So I attended UCF because I was a Christian. The first, whatever. So, because the UCF rep or secretary or prayer secretary came around our rooms like we were there, greeted us and all. So I also attended once or twice. And then I took my decision that I was going to form a group called Calvary Road. And that was it. Never belonged to anything else. So no wonder I was able to establish a ministry and a church which is still on campus up to today. Do you know Harvest? Are they not on campus? Yeah, go and tell them that the one who physically started the group, going around organizing people, praying, having meetings every day. They don't know that. They don't know who that person is. Yeah. Because it did not exist when I came to the campus. I said, oh, it should exist. All the outreaches, all the meetings, everything. I never joined any other group. I could have joined Ghana Students Association, but my father is a Ghana. I could have joined a half-caste association of University of Ghana because I was a half-caste. CMF, I also could join CMF Medical Student Fellowship. Achimota Old Students Association. Akoras on campus. I could have been the organizing secretary. I could have done some business on the side. But I was doing one thing spiritually. You know? There are many people who have two churches. Or they have a church and they have a private pastor. Or a church with a private prophet. Or they have a church and a prayer group. They have a church and then they have a prayer group. Or they have a church and then they have a national alliance. Let's say if you come from another country, your church, some other church or some the association related to that country's church. And you will be connected to that one too. A person who achieves a lot, he does one thing. Yeah, he does one thing. One thing is needful. So it is a very important thing for all of you to do that. If you are a brother, choose one girl. Choose one and do not scatter your strength abroad. Or you will be chosen by a group which are having a meeting. They are meeting to discuss how to get you. Ooh. One church. Having a church and then a prayer group is a bad idea. Have you watched Jurassic Part 3? Jurassic Park. The guy landed with an aeroplane on the island. And then when he arrived there, he started shouting. He was calling. And the guy who was with him, who was a specialist on dinosaurs, told him, that is a very bad idea to be shouting like that. Because they should not have come there and they had crash landed there. And now they were in danger of the dinosaurs. And the guy said, that's a very bad idea. He said, that's a bad idea. And it was a bad idea. As he was shouting, the dinosaur head and came. Yeah. So it's a bad idea to belong to your church, a prayer group, and have a personal prophet. Nigerians. Somebody said to me, I've never seen a Nigerian with one church. Only one church. Yeah. They have a church and a prophet, a church and somebody, church and this, another two things. It's like we are watching things to see this or this one. There can be a good thing here. There can also be a good thing here. Yeah. This is for this, this is for this, this is for this. You see, it's part of that whole picture. Somebody who is fastly moving, is he with you, is not with you, and we can easily become here, easily just suddenly there can be a change somewhere. Tell your neighbor, if you are in Nigeria, tell your neighbor, look, you think I'm a Nigerian. Let me tell you, I'm a different kind of Nigerian. Different kind of Nigerian. Don't be afraid of me. Don't be afraid of me. Don't relax. Tell the person, relax. I know what you are thinking. Relax. How many agree with me that you don't have to have a church, a prophet, a prayer group, and then another church at the side? What do you call that on the bench when they are on the reserve? It's a reserve church. That's an association that I have. Should in case I need to deploy that one, I feel that it's more advantageous. I will just identify. So I've always been a member of Redeem. Yeah. It's like you are a lighthouse, but I'm redeemed also in a way. And one day you pull out that and say, oh, I'm redeemed. I'll say it. This one thing I do, concentration of forces. All the people who have concentrated on Lighthouse for the last 20 years, today they are looking at something and saying, look, this thing that we focus on, it has been good that we focus on it. Yeah. And I believe that in 20 years from now, you will look back and say, Bishop, do you remember when you were building that school? Do you remember when we were building that school? You said there was a point at the camp. There was a point that you made. You said concentration of forces. Since I started to concentrate on forces in one direction, look at it. Maybe there will be some big churches in so many places. Even Ghana's church will not even be so even great to us. Yeah, because we will even be happier about the things that God has done in other places through you. Yeah, because you were able to learn this principle of concentration of forces. When I met this one here, Ida, she was the most famous person singing for every group. Any recording that's being done in Ghana, she will be there. Any singing, launching of albums, she will be there. Different things. Yeah. That was one of the first things I had to emphasize to her. If you are moving with her, you still get that phone, waking people because she will meet you. Everybody knows her. Say, hey, where's the star? Why? She was a star. And all her forces were spread out. I said, concentrate. Just be in the church. I told her, cut off all those appointments and all those programs. Totally. I told her. Yeah. Thrill or not thrill? Yeah. Yeah, I told her, stop it. This group, that group, this one, this one. She focused on one thing, to help me to sing. That's what we are enjoying today. You are enjoying a lot of things today. Concentration of forces. Concentration of forces. When you concentrate, you start to do well. When you concentrate on just one thing, I tell you, it becomes big in your hands. Yeah. Just for one thing, I'm doing this thing. I want just one thing to work. I want the church to grow. That is all that I'm on this one thing, that the church will grow. I want to be in the ministry. This is the number one thing I'm doing. And all your forces force yourself to this point. When Hitler was when they were fighting with Hitler, he had taken up the whole of Europe, and they knew that they had to go into Europe and go to Berlin and catch Hitler personally. And Hitler knew that they would have to do it. And they would have to come by land. And there was no other way. And so they concentrated all their forces into what is famously called today D-Day. The day to do things. So June 1944. June. That was D-Day. Yeah. They focused all effort, American troops, everything, to come into the mainland of Europe. Because England is an island. And Europe is a big space. You understand? And Hitler has taken the whole place. He's controlled Holland, he's controlled France, he's controlled everywhere. And it's only England that is free. So everybody came, Americans, anybody was fighting, they all came to England to plan D-Day. And the D-Day is the day that we will cross this water. With tanks, trucks, guns, soldiers, bullets, food, everything, boxes, surgeons, everything, and enter. And that was called D-Day. It's one of the most famous military operations. And they focused everything on it, and then they did the D-Day. Even focusing their attention to defeat Hitler. They had a special officer called a deception officer. Yeah. They had several deception plans to deceive Hitler, to expect them to do the D-Day here. Whereas they were actually coming to do it here. Yeah. Every effort was made, and they did it. And they paid a high price, but they did it. But that was the only way. Now Hitler himself made the mistake of splitting his forces. You see, this is Europe. If I should have a map next time we are doing this thing. Europe is here, and this is England here. So he captured all of Europe, and he wanted to add Russia, which is here. So he took all of Europe and marched to Moscow, which is here, Stalingrad. But he was defeated there. So his soldiers were still there. But he had all here. Here is England and Ireland. This is a small one here. Do you understand? But he was fighting here, England. They were fighting air war. And then he went, and that is why Stalin was surprised, because he knew that no one divides his forces like that. He will not start a war on this side when he has not finished with England. But in the middle of fighting with England, he decided to now fight with Russia, and he divided the forces into two. And he paid the price for that. You don't divide your forces, especially when you are fighting very difficult. You know when you say you are going into ministry, when you do lackadaisically, like a that, like a this, like a that, it won't work. You will not easily enter. I'm forced to be inside. I told you I was playing golf one day, my ball was stuck. And I played the ball, and my caddy said, I'm a forced ball, Agoreka. Too much. I forced the ball out of the hole. Force la. Force la. So, concentrate. You see the fruit that are born with churches. Churches just with the people. Like I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with First Love. Don't be surprised if one day you see almost everybody who's in First Love. They are missionary pastors. They are here. They are here. Don't be surprised though. Don't be surprised. But now, I don't have camp with anybody. Only First Love. I have camp only with First Love. Yeah. You haven't noticed. It's only First Love. I've stopped having camp in England, here, nothing. Concentration of forces. Ooh. I think you need some water to encourage you. Concentration of forces. Concentration of forces. Concentration of forces. You want to marry? Concentration of forces. What's that? Ring. Glory to God. Concentration of forces. Focus all your efforts on one point and cross. That's what they often do when they are trying to cross a bridge, a river. Try on one spot. When they can conquer, then you see them moving faster. I'm always concentrating forces in a particular area. Right now I'm concentrating on forces to just finish this school. That's why you have been able to stay there. Yeah. Go and ask the government project how long they take. Wow. Is it amazing? One thing I have desired of the Lord, not 7 things. One thing. There's one thing. Jesus, beholding him, loved him and said unto him, one thing thou lackest. One thing. Focus on one thing. I'm going to help this person. Just focus. You'll be surprised. The greatness the person will achieve will fall on you. Yeah. If the ministry works, you are the one who is blessed. You see, Lighthouse is too big to, let's say that you are in a country, somebody is coming to follow you every day. What are you doing? It's for you. You are the one who is being blessed to have opportunity to be in the ministry. Amen. The winner takes everything. Yeah. The winner takes all. If you concentrate and you win, you have everything. Wow.